What's up, Dominators? Welcome back to the ShiHai's channel, and today I present to you my Bermuda triangle deck recipe. So yes, this is the new primary melody V-EB05, just came out in Japanese. So I'm gonna tell you what I run in the deck, and obviously this is the force deck. That's why we have all the force markers, bling bling, very nice, and I feel like I'm flexing on you guys that I'm actually a really rich person by getting all these markers, but no, I'm not really that rich. But okay, moving on, we are gonna go to the match report of BCS first, not BCS, Springfest. I actually played this deck, but I lost 2-2, so 2 losses means you're out already. It's a double elimination. I won't give the reasons why I actually lost, and I won't, try to get my way out of it by saying that, oh, I lost because of this, because I don't want to seem that I'm very cancerous or like just, I admit that I lose. I'm a very sportsmanship person. Yes, I'll admit when I'm losing, and I will lose gracefully. But okay, today we're just going to go through the deck in which I ran for the Springfest. So obviously this is the force deck. You ideally want to have the force markers. Don't have to be this bling bling as mine, but try to max it out. I actually really want the Raka force marker if possible, but other than that, I think I'm actually quite satisfied with the force markers I have currently. Alright, first we got your starter. So you can use any starter from the trial deck. There's the PR cards of the 5 girls in the anime. Caro, Sonata, Fina, Serena, and what's the last one? Shit, I don't remember. Caro, Serena. Okay, we'll get through the deck later, so then we will know. But anyways, yeah, you can use any starter. I prefer to use the trial deck because it's foiled. It's really nice. So we're gonna put it aside. Alright, draw one. I don't think I have to explain to you guys. Okay, for the grade 3 counts, I run a very specific grade 3 count, which is 12. I think all Bermuda decks should run 12. It's very standard. First, we got your 4 mandatory sonatas. So I have 1 SVR and 1 SP right here. I don't think anyone should cut off Sonata at all, because it's one of the best grade 3 rides and at the same time you ideally want to be on her for the rest of the game. Keep riding to her, or most of the time Bermuda triangle you just need 1 force marker. You don't need any other force markers, because the rear guard and the vanguard columns are really very huge, about like 60 to 70k depending. So Sonata is the one of the cards that help you filter out for your grade 3s as well. Skill will be vanguard, rear guard. All of your melody units gain 5k during your turn. So if you have 2 on her on board, all your melody units gain 10k. You got 3, all your melody units gain 15k. You got 4, you get a point. All your melodies gain 20k. And then the skill of the vanguard, counter so blast once per turn. You check the top card of your deck for a melody unit. So basically you keep milling your deck until you get a melody unit. You call the melody unit to rear guard circle, and then you shuffle your deck. So basically it helps you to filter out all of your grade 3s from your deck, because all your grade 3s are melody, not including of the PR grade 2, in which we get to later. But basically, yes, it helps you to filter your grade 3, and at the same time, if it helps you filter out to Caro, it's one of the best grade 3s in the game already. So for sonatas, I don't recommend you cut it out at all. Moving on to Caro. So I'm pretty sure everybody doesn't want to cut Caro as well, because it's what the card that actually carries Bermuda in terms of how the deck is really strong at the moment. So Caro's skill is basically on place vanguard rear guard. On place vanguard skill, you may soul blast 2 such a same copy of her in the deck and add it to your hand. So that's the vanguard skill. But people play her for the vanguard rear guard skill is when on place, or no, on more of like continuous, not on place. All your melody units can boost, and at the same time when they boost, they gain 5k. So what I mean by this is, if you have 2 of her on board and the back row, all your melody units that are boosting, so basically your grade 3s that gain boost because of the melody skill, they all gain 10k when boosting. Combined with Sonata, with all the melody units gaining 5k during your turn, is basically pretty retarded in terms of the power sense. It's even more higher power than New Nectar, and this is one of the reasons why Bermuda is kind of broken right now, because of these 2 cards, Sonata and Caro. Colorful Pastoral Caro, yeah. basically they're all colorful pastel based on the anime. So I don't recommend you cut out Caro as well. I don't think anyone will. Moving on, we got this Canon. Yeah, so the last VR we mentioned just now was, I didn't mention just now, was Canon. So skill of Vanguard, basically on place you may not on place, X skill you may Soul Blast 3, and then basically your whole turn you gain the Musashi skill. So this is really good for against Protect Clans where they have a lot of hand size and they are at fire damage. You may Soul Blast 3, and then your whole turn your opponent, whenever you use to guard one cards from their hand, they will have to put 2 cards from their hand to Guardian Circle instead of just 1. But ideally this deck you obviously will put more than 2 cards because your rear guards is already too big. But in terms of protects, where they use a protect and then they discard a card, you actually have to throw 1 more card, so it helps you to reduce your opponent's hand size. The other skill would be Vanguard skill. Whenever a melody unit is placed, you may soul charge 1, so it's really good to help you gain soul, because Sonata helps you to Sonata requires you to soul blast, and then at the same time if you really want to ride into Canon for that protect matchup, it helps you to soul charge as well. And this skill gains for every melody unit called, so if you call 3 you may soul charge 3 and then can immediately use the skill already. So 2 off. I don't recommend you run more than 2 because it's really not necessary. Serena, yes, Serena. The only reason I actually run her is because of the first skill. The second skill, if you can see right here, is X skill Vanguard. Cowpass 3, return up to 3 melody units from the drop zone back to your hand. Pretty useless because it's really high cost. It's a Cowpass 3. The first skill is more useful, which is Vanguard skill. All your melody units gain an on hit skill. If your hand is 4 or less, on hit you may draw 1. So basically it helps you with the early rush, especially when you draw when you call her using Listeloid skill, or you call her using Sonata skill and your hand is 4 or less, because you ideally want to commit more grade 3s for your first turn in order to hit the opponents with very high power. So she helps you out in terms of on hit you may draw 1 if your hand is 4 or less. But other than that, you may just put her behind with Caro as a booster, and she gains the 5k as well from boosting from Caro or Sonata skill as well. So it's really not that important to run more than 1 or 2 of her. Maximum should be 1 or 2. I don't recommend you run more, and after SVR, so might as well just run 1. Run 1, yes. So moving on to the last grade 3, so total you can see is 12, 4, 4, 2, 1, 1. We got Fina. So Fina is one of the lifesavers in this deck as well. The Vanguard skill, which you see right here, is I rarely use it as well because none of my deck has a on hit skill, except for Fina obviously. But basically the Vanguard skill would be Soul Blast 2, where during your whole turn all of your on hit skills, even though they do not hit, they still activate. So what do we mean by this is when you were to attack, and then if the skill states that, oh, if the attack hits the Vanguard, you may count +1, draw 1. You use Fina's skill, even though the attack did not hit, you may still pay the cost to draw and activate the ability because of her skill. The second skill is what I play her for, and what most people play her for, Vanguard skill. If she's on the if she's in place in the Vanguard or Vanguard skill, all of your melody units gains 10k shield and intercept. So it's really good in the sense that if you're really short on shield power, you may intercept any one of your grade 3s in the front row, and they all gain 10k shield. Ideally, you don't want to play more than 2. Maximum I tried is 2, and it's really funny. Oh, sorry, my house phone is ringing. But basically, you don't want to run more than 2 of her because it's really useless, and you would want to try to max out Canon, and these 2 are already maxed out. I've tried running 2 of her, so it's really funny if you have 2 of her on board, because that means all your grade 3s gains 20k shield and intercept. So make sure you can't intercept from the back row, so it's just intercept in the front row obviously, but it's still really funny to gain 20k shield and intercept. Like against clans that says, oh, no sentinel, such as like Mobile Hospital or something, you just intercept with grade 3, oh, it's a 20k shield, intercept another grade 3, oh good, this is a 40k shield. Throw another 15k, okay, no pass, okay, my turn. Okay, so it's really fun to play around with this deck. So this deck obviously if you have noticed already, it's going on the grade 3 Melody run. It's not Highlander. I'll post another deck in the future for the Highlander as I'm currently building right now, and it seems really fun. Okay, so that's all for the grade 3s. 12 grade 3s count we have. Moving on to the grade 2, so we run a low grade 2 count of only 10. 4 Lyceloids from the trial deck. I have the special SP version right here. Reasons why you run her, I don't think it's very I think it's kind of obvious lah. Because number one, her first skill, she counts as a grade 1. You can call her during your grade 1 turn. And then her second skill is on place, you check the top card of your deck. You either call the card or put it into your soul. Just use the free soul if you really need in terms of Sonata. Or in the early game, you can steal that free unit called onto the rearguard circle. And if you are really high roll, you may high roll into any one of these grade 3s right here, either Sonata, Caro, Canon, Fina, or Serena. And having a grade 3 on the field, even before your opponent's like grade 2, before your opponent's grade 2 or grade 3, is really scary, because all these abilities are still activated in a sense that this one is still on. Here, this gains your grade 3 gains intercept. This one you may soul charge every time, or the best high roll will obviously be Sonata or Caro, so just put them in the back line, and then during your grade 2 or grade 3 turn, you may use either one of the skills to actually build your field into a very nice formation. Moving on to the other grade 2 that we run would be 4 of this Mastery Cover Mini. So skill is on place, you may counterblast 1, draw 2, and then you return 1 card from your hand back to the deck and you shuffle. But if you don't have a same name, same rearguard name as your Vanguard, so basically, right, if your Vanguard is Lyceloid and you don't have another Lyceloid on the field, you return 3 cards instead of 1. So the skill is a dual-edged sword. Dual-edged sword is called dual side. So I forgot the phrase, but basically, ideally you want to have a rearguard with the same name of as your Vanguard on the field first before you activate a skill. So that is basically you are still plusing 1. Actually net now, but basically you still filter your deck really quickly, because you can send back triggers to your deck and then you shuffle at the same time. So count plus 1, draw 2, return 1 is really great. And at the same time, you ideally want to max her out or minimum at least play 2, because it helps you filter the deck really well. Last one is I opt to run for the 10k interceptors. Funny thing about this deck, there is very huge explosive power in terms of pushing your opponent with 60 to 70k columns. But I feel the lack of shield value is there, so I opt to run the 10k intercepts. It really saves your life very often. Early game is really good rush. You just call on beat. If there's anything, you can just intercept. It's great to intercept the 10k into shield, 10k shield interceptor. But ideally, during your grade 3 turn, you want to keep this in your hand for shield value, because your grade 3 field formation will consist of mostly grade 3s, including of Caro, Serena, Caro and Sonata, to allow all your grade 3s to boost and that very high field power presence. Alright, so that's all for the grade 1s. Moving on, grade 2, sorry. Moving on to the grade 1s, we got 4 of the new VRs, the only VR that is grade 1 in this set. Seal, Top Idol Seal, is it? I'm not too sure about the name. Basically, you ideally want to max her out as well, because she's really good. First skill, if you can see the continuous rearguard skill, is that whatever unit is in the same column as this unit, it cannot be attacked, but it still can be retired. So what I mean by this, if let's just say if this is the same unit as Fina, so Seal is the same column, sorry, not unit, the same column as Fina. Fina will be unable to be attacked at all. So it can still be retired, but it's unable to get attacked. Second skill, on place, you may Soul Blast 1, review a grade 3. So review any of the grade 3. Look at your deck for look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Review up to 1 melody and add it to your hand. It's the best filter for your grade 3 in the game. So what do I really like to do in the early game if I have Seal and another grade 3 that is not Sonata, because Sonata would be the best grade 3 right on your first right up to grade 3. So you ideally want to have her in your hand at the starting or during the middle of the game when you don't have her but you have another grade 3. You can filter her out using Seal. So what you ideally want to do is call Seal into the rearguard. You may Soul Blast 1, review any of the grade 3s. It may be Caro's, Caro, Canon, Serena or Fina. check your top 7. Hopefully you hit into one of the important grade 3s such as this tree. But best is obviously either Sonata or Caro. Add it to your hand, and then you know it sets up your grade 3 turn very well, and at the same time it helps to filter your deck really well. Moving on to the grade 1s, I'm not too sure about her name, but basically 4 of her, because she's a draw engine, a really good +1, in a sense that on place when it boosts a Vanguard. So take note that the bad thing about this skill is only when it boosts a Vanguard. When you boost a Vanguard, you may retire this unit and then you draw a card. And then if you have a grade 3 in your drop zone, you may count +1, return the grade 3 from the drop zone back to your to the bottom of your deck, and you draw an additional 1. So it's a free +1 in the sense that you call it out as a beater to boost your Vanguard. And then at the end of the battle, retire it, draw 1. If you have grade 3, and if you have grade 3, you want to return to the back to your deck, you may count +1, return the grade 3 to the bottom. Do not shuffle, but then you draw the additional 1. So early game is really good. If you really want to rush, or you want to just fail guard to actually proc her skill to draw even more and filter your deck even more, you ideally want to run 4 of her and place it behind your Vanguard. This card, the TD card, which is the draw 1 drop 1, also helps to filter for this skill. So ideally what you want to do is, if you're a grade 0 starter Vanguard, you may write into her. You activate your starter skill first, draw 1. Her skill goes online as well, so draw 1, drop 1. You ideally want to drop a grade 3. Then you may immediately call her out as a booster. Then if you have the Counter Blast in the next turn or the previous turn when your opponent attacked you, you may proc her skill immediately in terms of retiring, draw 1, Counter Blast, return the grade 3 that you dropped because of her skill back to the bottom of your deck, and then you draw an additional 1. So 3 of the TD is really good. Helps to filter your deck. This deck is basically helps you to filter a lot of cards out for your triggers to be active during your grade 3 or your grade 2 turns in order to hit that triggers. Here, filter, your grade 3 filters out for you. This filters. So a lot of filtering in this deck. But the bad thing about this deck is obviously if you draw triggers through the filter, then it really sucks for you. Moving on to the triggers, I don't think I really need to explain. 4 PGs, 8 crits obviously. And no foil crits at all because I'm a scrub and I don't have money. But yes, 8 crits, 4 heals, 4 draws. I don't see why not. Don't have to run an additional draws or additional yeah, you don't have to run any additional draws. You can't run 12 crits in this deck. If not, you know, it'll be pretty broken. But yeah, that's about it for the deck recipe. Hopefully you guys like it. I won't go into depths of the combo because I'm pretty sure it's really simple. Anybody can get it. You just call and beat only. I'll post more deck fights on this deck pretty much soon. I'll try to post the mirror matchup where Bermuda versus Bermuda, or the bad matchup in which Bermuda will be versus Shadows, and then Shadows have a higher chance, the highest chance in the sense of winning Bermudas because of the retiring power. While for other decks such as Protects, they'll probably die out because of the constant not being able to deal with the rear guards, but you can deal with the Vanguard. With exceptions to Angel Feather, of course, with Metatron being able to heal, at the same time having Zaracho to rewrite to get the constant protect. But other than that, I feel that this deck is a bit strong in the meta right now, and Bushiroad giving them such strong support would mean that they won't get the support until next year, and I think that this support for Bermuda can last all the way to next year, and it will still be somewhere in the meta, even though new boosters are coming out every month. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys like this video. Post in the comments what you want to see, maybe deck fights, maybe deck recipes, or any other fun shit you want me to do, and I'll see you guys next time. So yes, this is V-Shai, and I'm out. Peace.